There are no words to describe how I'm feeling right now. Last night was absolutely diabolical. The pain in my arm and my wrists, which went into my feet, like in the curves of the bottom of your foot, both of them, was a joke. I literally woke up probably every like 10, 15 minutes, just going, when you do that, when you're in pain, and you just like make these stupid sounds that you can't really control. Yeah, that was my entire night. And now I feel really awful. I feel like that feeling you have when you've either had strong painkillers and not eaten enough, or you've come round from anaesthetic and you feel really like, oh, where am I? How am I going to be able to cope today? That's how I'm feeling right now. Yeah, but I'm not grumbling because I'm not in as much pain as I was last night. Nowhere near as bad, so might be a lounge on the sofa day with a movie like Thriller or something. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am talking about something different, just because it might help others and it might help me. I don't know. I'm hopeful because right now I feel like I'm going kind of crazy, and I'm just going to be going around like this forever and never have an answer. But I'm going to try and start from the beginning. I have done some filming over the last couple of months, to sort of look back on and also show what it's actually like. Talking about it's not quite the same, but anyway, we'll get into that. So in December, I noticed here in this V section here, a really constant, dull, crippling kind of ache. And I was like, why do I keep getting this? Like, why am I constantly feeling this pain? I've got it right now. It's really bad. And I was like, okay, well, whatever. Maybe it's just like a cramping thing. It's going to ease off at some point. It carried on all the way through January. Then it started to spread. It was here, and it was going up the middle finger, straight up this bone, and the pain would go into here. I was like, well, this isn't right. So it got worse. The pain in my hand got worse, and it started to spread. So I went to the doctors on the 20th of February, and I was like, this is horrendous. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on. My wrist is really weak. There is like a hot burny pain going on in this bit here at the bottom of the thumb, just going around here. I've still got that now. I've got this dull ache going on in my hand. It's going up the bone. It feels like my bone's just being completely crushed. Like, it's a toothache is probably the best way I can describe it. Anyway, he was baffled. Asked me to do all these things where I would press down on him, and then he would push up, and I'd have to push down, and vice versa. It hurt. And then he said, right, I'll book you for an x-ray and some blood tests. So I was like, okay, that's fine. He's going to x-ray the wrist and have some blood tests. So went back to work. I think it was the 23rd. It hurt. 24th, I was in work. It got way worse. Really, really, really bad. Like, it just suddenly spread rapidly here. And I remember standing at the till and just saying to my colleague, oh my god, I don't know how much more of this I can take. I was trying so hard not to cry, and I'm usually quite good when it comes to pain. I'm usually like plow through it, but it was really bad. And then I remember trying to get hold of the doctor before my shift ended, and I finally got through just before my shift finished, and he said, that I could go down at 5 o'clock or something like that, at 5:10 for an appointment and have another look and see what's going on, which is this clip right now. It is 4:15 and I'm waiting to go see a doctor at 5. I'm in absolute agony. I'm now sat in the doctor's waiting room with Alex. Where you gone? Oh my god, by the time I got to the doctor's from when I finished work, I do 6 a.m. till 2 p.m. and by the time I finished work and got to the doctor's 3 hours later, it was in my shoulder blade, really hot, on fire, throbbing, cramping, pressing down, pain. It went up my neck in here and at the base of my skull. It was horrendous. He got a second opinion. He got this specialist woman to come in and she walked in and I just turned like this. And she was like, oh God, I thought you'd broken your neck. And I was like, it's not even a joke. I'm in so much pain and I don't know what this is. And it was really scaring me, the fact that he was spreading so quickly. Like, I know I've had it since December, and it went up my arm in January. And then in February it started to progress even more, but it's never gone away. Like, every single day it's there and it's just getting worse and no one has an idea of what it could be. So the doctor said to me, I'm going to be signing you off work now for 2 weeks because he goes, you can't work like that. Which I couldn't. I couldn't. I could probably sit there maybe on the till and really struggle at this point, like really struggle to even scan people's items through. But the thought of baking and pulling in delivery and things like that, not in a million years. And I will work through anything, but absolutely no way on this planet. So my blood test wasn't booked until the 7th of March. So he said we need the bloods like rapid. So he said to call the NHS Monday morning first thing and get an appointment. Now I couldn't get one in Eastbourne where I am, but she said that I could go to the Bexhill Diagnostic Centre and I could have my bloods done there that day. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it, because at this point I'm desperate. I am pacing around, I'm rocking, I can't stop rocking. I look like I should be in a nut house. And yeah, my eldest son was off that day and he came with me, and I was like, thank God I drive an auto, because I if it was a manual I wouldn't be able to drive. I would not be able to get over there. I'd have to try and arrange someone to take me. Because in an auto you're just literally you're just driving. There's no changing gear every 2 seconds. There's nothing. I changed gear once, and that was to reverse out of the parking spot when we were in Bexhill to leave to come home, and that was it. I had my bloods done and it checked all kinds of things, just like the basic standard things inside you, you know, what your calcium levels are like and your blood cells, and all were fine. Rheumatoid, that was fine. And then at this point we're kind of like bordering on tendinitis. The doctor's bordering on tendinitis. That's what he signed me off work for. But also the possibility of arthritis, various arthritis. So rheumatoid being fine, I'm assuming that rules out the possibility of having rheumatoid arthritis, which, you know, if anyone knows much about that, I'm really happy about that. I do not want that. I don't want any of this, but I don't want that. So what happened next? So I had the blood test. I didn't get my results until I think it was the 3rd of March. They were all normal. Everything was fine. So still baffled by this. I ended up in A&E on the Tuesday after of having my bloods done on the Monday. I ended up in A&E. I was absolutely crippled in agony, like serious agony. I was leaning over A&E chairs. It was packed in there. I had my head at one point between my knees, and I could feel me half up, was like flopping over. I was crying my eyes out. I was rocking in my seat like this. I didn't care what anyone thought of me. I didn't care. It didn't even enter my head. I just felt so unbelievably bad. And how I was treated down there was disgraceful. I was treated by this doctor, which I know his name and I have made a complaint, with, you need to go home and eat a burger. That's what he said to me. I need to go home and eat a burger. I was fuming. I was at first I was like shocked, and I was like, okay. And then he was like, make sure you have a balanced diet, make sure you get enough fruit, and because I think you're dehydrated and you need to go home and you need to have a good burger, have some donuts, and really spread that out over the days. I was like, what the actual are you on about? After the 5th time of him saying this to me, I flipped out. I was like, if you was to look at my history before you even suggest that to me, or oh my God, I spent most of my teenage years extremely down about the fact I couldn't gain weight. Most of my 20s, probably all of my 20s, it wasn't until I reached about 30, I just started to be like, you know what? I'm happy as I am. Obsessed with the fact I couldn't gain weight. I had all the tests done, and I am just naturally like this. I can't gain weight. And for him to sit there and be like, just go home and eat a burger, was, I can't even find the words for that. Shocking. Anyway, feeling like there's just no hope, nothing's gonna come, any kind of help's gonna come from this. There's no answers. I'm literally left with this pain and told to eat a burger. I spent most of my time around the house, either crying, rocking, pacing about, not knowing what to do with myself, and really, really struggling. Oh, right. It's been on an hour and I'm going to start washing it off. Sorry, I've got the shakes. Does anybody ever get that when they're in so much pain they just can't stop shaking? Oh my God.
Oh no, she's gonna chase me. Oh no. What do I do? Find a key.
I've had the worst night. I'm not even joking, I've had the worst night. It is March the 11th, and obviously yesterday was too much because I was feeling somewhat better yesterday. Like, it was mild, but it was like, I felt like $1 million, like I could do anything. And I sorted my hair, cleaned, did a bit of housework, but nothing major. And I've woken up this morning, so much pain again. My left foot, my shoulders, my wrist. So I'm not happy. Oh, God. I did the oh God, what wig was it? Nova. The Nova wig today. You wouldn't think there's anything wrong with me. Now, look, I bend my hand back. But as I can get it. Oh, God, I'm in so much pain. What's going up my arm? Going up my arm. I remember March the 8th. March the 8th night was the worst night I've had by far. I can't even put it into words. I was having such bad joint pain in my wrist. In this one as well, but way more in this one. This one's definitely worse. It felt like my wrists had actually broken. Like, not even choking. They felt like they were broken. I couldn't do anything. The pain was excruciating pain. The pain was all up my arms still. It was in my shoulder blades. I was laying in bed on my back. I don't sleep on my back. I always sleep on my side. I've never been a back sleeper, and I've definitely never been a tummy sleeper. But I'm laying on my back with my arms on my chest like this, and I just can't stop shaking, crying. I can't believe the pain I'm in. I actually feel like this is it. I'm just gonna die from joint pain. I'm just gonna die. And I went back to the doctor, and he requested different blood tests for me, to sort of like look at possible factors, or what is it, whatever it is they look for in your blood levels for arthritis, like rheumatoid arthritis. There was something else, but he didn't tell me what it was. He said, oh, there's a couple other things I want to test for as well. And he, at this point, was starting to think that I was vitamin D deficient. So I was like, okay, it's something. I looked into it and I thought, possibly, if I'm that deficient, then I will accept it, and I will be on the vitamin D, which I have got actually. I ordered it off Amazon. It's a vegan eye city or something it's called. I'll link it down below because it's really good, and it's so much cheaper than all the others. But yeah, it's got great reviews. So I go and have my blood test done, and everything's normal. Everything's normal. Calcium, all that, normal. Which, if you're vitamin D and you're actually in this kind of pain that I'm in, I would imagine my calcium and all that would be quite low. This is from the research that I have done on this, because if you've got vitamin D deficiency, it can attack your bones, pretty much just attack you. You lose all your hair, and you look haggard and old, which, yeah, I do. But my vitamin D levels were 43, was it nmol? 43? And I should be between 50 and 70. So I was like, well, it's not that low. So I rung up the doctor, and he said, there's no follow-up blood tests required. Just take your vitamin D and you'll be absolutely fine. Well, I've been taking the vitamin D now for a week, and I'm feeling absolutely sweet FA. Nothing. I'm not feeling any different. I know it's only been a week, but this pain is still here. This pain here is still here. Sometimes I can't even bend my wrist. Like, if I was to straighten my arms now to the level, That one can go that far. That one, it feels like it's completely seized. I can't do it. I can't. And I don't believe that this pain that I'm getting is from being, what, 7 under. If it came back and said, like, oh yeah, you know, it's under the 25, and now I'd be like, yeah, definitely, I know. There's definitely that then. But I don't think this is. I really don't think this is. My mum's got osteoarthritis, and I can't help but feel that I've got osteoarthritis. That's what I feel like this is. When I raise my legs, they shudder as they go back down. Like there's like it's horrible. I'm stiff. If I have my arm behind my head like this, and I should be sitting there watching telly, I've not been able to do it for years, because I have to literally pull my hand over my head, and it's heavy. It's like dead weight, and it's painful. Like my whole shoulder's just like heavy and painful, and goes numb. I can't kneel down. You know when people kneel down and their toes are bent? I can't do it. My toes will be stuck, and I won't be able to stand up. I won't be able to feel my feet. Once I've stood back up after, say, like a couple of, I don't know, a minute or two, I'm like, oh my god, I have to quickly just sit. And my toes are stuck in the air, and they feel numb. I've also noticed, really, really bizarre, but I've also noticed, I don't know if it's going to come there. I've got this ball appear on this hand, even though the pain's worse in this hand. I don't have that on this side. This one, I'm just looking really knobbly, and I just don't. Anyway, but this is the worst one. So, you can see it through the shirt. But if I. Sorry if it's going to interrupt with that mic. But look at my shoulder on that side. Okay. And then I'm going slow because 1, it hurts, and 2, my mic's going to be making such noise. This side, at the end of the collarbone that goes across here, I've got this, it's like a ball that's appeared. Look, it really dips in. Do you see it? I don't know what that is. If I touch it too long, it sends a pain into my neck, so I'm just leaving it. I've mentioned it and they're not bothered, so I just need to wait for the x-ray on this Friday, which I really can't wait for because something's going on in here and I don't know what it is. But yeah, this is where I'm at the moment. So some days I could look to someone absolutely fine. I'm still in pain. I mean, I've not been painless since sometime in the beginning of December. I've been in agony ever since. And to look at, like, when I'm dropping my kids off at school or something, people might be like, oh, well, she looks perfectly fine. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just can't. I can't. I find with mine, I wake up in the morning and my hands feel like they've puffed up, and it's really weird. It's like, oh, they feel weird, like just a strange sensation. I've had cold rush sensations going down my arms as well, mainly in my left. I've got it at the bottom of my feet. Sometimes I sort of hobble, and some days I don't hobble. But it's always in the same points. It's not like it's going here, there, and everywhere, like moving around the body. It's always in the exact same points. I've had a bit of it in my hips, like right in the dimple of your bum, like right in there on the bone. I've had a bit of it there, but it's not been like anything that I would even pay attention to. Just be like, oh, got a bit of a butt ache. Yeah. The more I do during the day, the worse I feel at night. 100% wipes me out completely, and I'm just in agony. If I have a chill day, it's strange because when you're just like sitting here watching a film or something, you can feel it. Like I can feel my shoulder blades right now are just really throbbing, and they've been throbbing more and more and more since I started this video. And yeah, if I'm on the go, I don't notice it as much unless I'm like overdoing it by pulling something down or, you know, opening up the cupboards, then I notice it. But it's definitely worse in the evenings regardless, whether I've been relaxing all day or whether I've been on the go. It is 100% worse in the evenings. It just gets worse throughout the night. And then I wake up in the morning feeling like shit. And today I feel completely spaced out and horrible. So I don't want to be going on about how I'm feeling in my videos of doing wigs and hair and things like that. I don't want to be going on about it because that's not what that video is about. But I share with you things that I've had, like my colonoscopy, my laparoscopy, any kind of like illness things. I've always shared it because I find it's really useful. I mean, I've tried finding information on people with vitamin D deficiency, and I'm like, yeah, but you're feeling a million times better than I am feeling right now, because they're not explaining all this chronic pain to the point where they're literally crying and feel like their whole body is falling apart. They're just saying that they felt really tired and things like that. Yeah, I felt really tired. A few muscle cramps. I've not had muscle cramps. I've not had muscle spasms. It's joints. And I know that you get joint pain with vitamin D deficiency, but the stories I've watched of people that have got vitamin D deficiency are low. Like theirs is really low. So I don't think that's what my problem is. I don't think that's what my problem is. And if I'm doing a video on hair and I seem perfectly fine, it doesn't mean I am perfectly fine, because people that know me, that know I have my channel, you know, they'll be like, okay, well, you're uploading videos and you seem perfectly fine to me. My goodness me, if honestly, if I could explain, or just people that turn around and say that to you when you are suffering an invisible illness, and they turn around and say, well, you look perfectly fine to me, or you looked fine the other day when you were driving down the road or whatever. Have a day. Have a day in my shoes, for the love of God. Just feel what it's like. Just feel constant pain. And know that every little thing you do, from picking up the iron or picking up the kettle, just because you want to make yourself a hot drink or a hot water bottle, is going to make your pain worse. And then come back to me and say it again. I hope this video has been useful to someone. Maybe I will do a follow-up on it from the x-ray and see where we go, and hopefully at some point get answers to this. And yeah, I'm not very good at keeping everything in line, like talking about symptoms and things like that. I do wane off a bit. I'm really finding it hard to focus at the moment. Why does my hand look yellow? Oh, that's another thing I've noticed. I've got strange knobbly bits appearing on my fingers, which I don't think you can see. I don't think you can, but I've got these hard knobbly bits appearing, and they feel really tender. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope in some way maybe this has been useful to somebody else. I don't know whether my vitamin D deficiency blood level is low enough to cause this amount of pain, but here we are. Hopefully we'll have an answer on the x-ray and go from there. Thanks for watching. I will see you all again in my next one. I'm absolutely fucking freezing. I'm going to go now and put my dressing gown on, make myself a cup of tea and sit and watch a film. I'm thinking of watching Unhinged with Russell Crowe. Apparently it's good. Need to give it a go. I feel like watching something like that. Bye.